Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ben Legrand, and welcome to our webinar, Demystifying ISO Certification. Thank you for joining us today. Just letting you know, we will get started in a couple of minutes. Please just sit tight. Just going to wait for a few more people to enter the session before we get the ball rolling. Okay. All right. It does look like we have enough people who have joined us now, so we can make a start. If you did miss the beginning, hello, my name is Ben Legrand, and welcome to our webinar, Demystifying ISO Certification, presented by Citation Group. Before we deep dive into the presentation, I would just want to cover some, general housekeeping rules. If you do have a question during the webinar, please use the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen, and we will try and answer them at the end of the presentation. You don't need to wait until the end. You can type it anytime throughout the webinar. And also, yes, this webinar is recorded, and you will be sent a recording link after this session. We have quite a few people joining us today for this webinar. Given the high attendance, I am guessing that you've come along to our webinar because you're interested in learning about the wonderful world of ISO certification. I'm really glad you've joined us today, and by the time we finish the webinar, you should be able to walk away with some useful information that will help you on your people management journey. Now, today's webinar is presented by Brad Yao. Brad is a Senior Business Development Manager with Citation Certification and has extensive experience in leading and mentoring both individuals and teams to consistently achieve sales and profit targets. He excels at building strong long-term business partnerships with key stakeholders, placing a strong emphasis on developing exceptional customer service and cultivating lasting professional relationships with account partners and clients. A little bit about me. Hi, my name is Ben. I am a business development coordinator at Citation Group. I work directly with businesses to help uncover any gaps that they might have around their HR and safety processes and find solutions that might streamline their people management and a few other processes regarding those functions. Okay, so if you have attended one of our webinars in the past, here's a little information about Citation Group. Citation Group has been around for 30 years, working to help Australian and New Zealand businesses by providing complete workplace compliance solutions that help create better workplaces. From outsourced HR solutions and safety management systems to ISO certification, workplace law, and migration. Citation Group can support your business with all these things. If you'd like to learn more about us, would be pleased to talk to you after today's webinar so we can work together on a bespoke solution. Today, we're featuring Citation Certification. With 30 years of experience, Citation Certification has guided thousands of successful organizations through the complexities of certification, from ISO certification to NDIS compliance audits and training. We're your certification partner. Okay, now I believe that is all from me. I'm now pleased to pass over to Brad, who will take you through today's topic. I hope you will enjoy the webinar, and I hope to see you as well later on.
Thanks, Ben. Welcome to the webinar, and I hope after we finish this webinar, you'll know a lot more about the certification and management system process. Today's agenda, we're going to be covering a few things: management systems, system programs, signs you need if you need to have a certified management system, benefits of a management system, steps, the process, why us, and we'll answer any questions you have at the end. So first of all, what is a management system? And basically, a management system is a collation of your business regarding people, data, and processes that demonstrate how you operate and what you do. It's a guide on how to run your business and what's working and what isn't. ISO standards promote risk-based thinking and allows you to set your system up for growth and success. A management system has three key stakeholders. It has its employees, its clients, and the owners and investors. A manager should be fit for purpose because essentially you're writing a manual for your business. Simple, easily understood and accessible to all staff. It should be effective. If you have any other systems in your business that you can integrate it with, that would be fantastic. And it also should be fluid and promote best practice across the organization. Some of the industries that management systems apply to is manufacturing, especially if you're supplying stuff to tier one customers, defense, government departments, civil industrial engineering, construction and trades, IT services, hospitality, healthcare, community, finance, facilities, building services, and professional services, amongst many others. The benefits of a certified management system, and there are 4 management systems: quality, environmental, health and safety, and information management. And each one of them has its own unique benefits, but can all be encompassed into one complete management system. So for ISO 9001, basically it enhances your reputation and shows your clients that you're operating to best practice. It improves and streamlines business processes in accordance with best practice. It focuses on meeting customer demands and drives customer confidence. And also you can use it for tender and panel application requests. Environmental is basically it reduces your impact. It gives you a commitment to environmental sustainability. It reduces waste. It gives you cost savings and efficiency, and it identifies positive ways to impact the environment. Health and safety, which is very important these days for you to keep your staff safe. The first thing is, and probably the main thing, is it complies to national and state regulatory requirements. It provides a safer workplace, it reduces downtime, and it also improves employee engagement and morale. Now, one of the newer ones that is becoming the highlight of the business world these days is cybersecurity and information security management. ISO 27001 protects your business assets, your customer digital assets. It minimizes the data in cyber breaches, and it maintains data integrity. And that is one that's very, very important these days because of all of the cyber breaches and Trojans and stuff like that. So it's very, very worthwhile considering looking at that if you're handling important information or your data or customer data. So questions you should ask yourself, and if you need a management system, okay? And all organizations have processes and procedures in place to run their organization successfully. So questions you can ask yourself if you think you need a management system is: who are your customers? Are you bidding for tenders and contracts? Do you want to grow and expand? Do you want to improve your processes in accordance with best practice? Do you want to have a point of difference and an advantage in the marketplace? Do you need to meet legal requirements? And in this case, it's ISO 45001. And I think, judging by the way things are going, ISO 27001 will probably come into that in the very near future. Do you want to streamline and become more efficient and save money? If you're answering yes to any of these questions, it may indicate that you need to get a management system in play to benefit your business. ISO 27001 is a little bit different, being that it looks after different parts of the business. And with the increase of data and cyber breaches, it's becoming a very important part of any organization. And questions, if you think you need it, questions you need to ask yourself is: are you in the banking, healthcare, finance, employment, or community services sector, which is basically handling very, very confidential data? Who are your customers? Do you share your data with clients in the banking, government, tier one healthcare, or large organizations? Do you store sensitive information, i.e. banking details, financial details, personal health details? Do you share sensitive personal data? Do many people have access to information, and do they pose a risk? Because the more people touch pointing your cyber system means that potentially you could be at a higher risk. Do you want to implement a robust information security to protect your cyber assets? And have you had a data breach? If you can answer yes to any of these questions, it may indicate that you may need to consider having an ISO 27001 cyber ISMS management system in play. So the steps to implement a certified management system, and this covers all the management systems, it's all the same process. So first of all, you've got to decide, okay, do we need to have a management system in play, and does it need to be certified? Step two, which is probably one of the main things, you need to buy a set of standards, okay, and get access to a self-evaluation checklist, which we can provide details of in upcoming slides. You then need to look at your current system and see if you have any, and identify any gaps that you may have lacking in accordance with the standard. And then more or less may need to implement and get those gaps plugged and get the system in play. Then we come out, we do a stage one audit, okay. We hand you a report, you then do a review if there's any dramas and stuff like that. Once that's all sorted, we come out and we then do a stage two audit. And then once that's complete, it's continual improvement. You're certified, it's continual improvement, and basically you start your management system journey and your certification journey. Other things, as I said, that are available is we have a gap analysis checklist, which is free from a website. You can buy a copy of the standard, which is a paid service. Online courses on how to implement your ISO, and I'll discuss further consultants further down in the presentation. Later, I've cut slides going forward. There will be links to get all those things, so we will show you where to get them from. So there are common challenges in implementing a management system, and one of the main ones is your staff having resistance to change. Okay, so basically you've got to make it so that it's not that disruptive, and it shouldn't be that disruptive, and basically you continue as you're going. All you're doing is noting down what you're actually doing. Resource allocation, so basically who's going to be doing the management system, if you're going to use someone internally, and what they need to do, and of course the investment in time and money. Some of the solutions and strategies is we do have an induction training system as a service for ISO. You need to access your ROI. So is it really worthwhile you getting it, and what are the reasons for it? As I mentioned, you utilize what you already have. So if you've already got some stuff in play, it's just a matter of rejigging it and making sure that the system you have is right and it is compliant. And of course, if all else, you can engage an external consultant, which I'll give you more details on later on in the presentation. Okay, so the certification process consists of a stage one audit, which is an audit where we come in, we look at all the manuals, making sure that they're all compliant with the standard. Stage two is where we come out. We make sure we sort out any issues from stage one, if there's any non-conformances, but then also we make sure what you say you have in play is in play. And once again, making sure that, the processes are right, and we talk to staff to make sure they're aware of all the processes. After stage two, you are then certified, okay? And then in the second and third year, so 12 months later and 24 months later, we come out and we do what we call a surveillance audits. And this is basically to make sure that the system is ongoing, it's still compliant, making sure that the things are still in play, and that the business hasn't changed very much, and that the standards are all still in play. In the fourth year, okay, or before the third anniversary, we come out and do what we call the recertification audit, which is a deeper dive to make sure the systems and processes still in play and they're still applicable. Now, during the audit cycle, if the management system has any issues, they'll be noted on the audit report, and corrective actions must take place. So you've got observations, which suggest changes that the organisation may want to adopt. We have minor non-conformances, which need to be resolved by the next audit. And then we have major non-conformances, which are more serious, and they need to be rectified within 60 days of the report. All right, so now I'm going to take a pause for a couple of seconds, and I'll pass you back to Ben with an exclusive offer for this webinar.
Thanks, Brad. What a fantastic presentation so far as well, might I add. Okay, so we are just going to pause here for a moment to share an exclusive offer. If you're starting to think that ISO certification might be the right path for your business, here's a special offer for you. We're offering everyone on today's call with up to 20% off ISO certification with citation certification. This is the perfect opportunity to discuss your business's compliance, understand if there are any glaring risks, and we can share our knowledge with you. We'd love to be able to assist you. So simply scan the QR code on the screen, fill out online form on our landing page, and if you're on mobile, you can click through, use the link in the chat box below. Just give us a minute to complete the form, and then we'll get right back to the presentation.
Thanks, Ben. So a little bit about citation certification and our difference. So first of all, we partner with you to focus on improvement over compliance. We want to make sure that everything you have in place with regards to management systems improves your business, and yes, that should then make you more compliant. We have a business-focused approach that's not disruptive, and we also approach the assessment with the philosophy: we want your business to be a great place to work, we want your customer experience to be excellent, and we want your business to be a viable and robust investment. ISO supports the framework, is the framework that supports this. Our team, and yes, we also will have some people on here from New Zealand. So we do have operations in New Zealand, and we can perform audits in New Zealand and certainly certify companies in New Zealand. We are a locally based team with offices in Melbourne, Sydney, Newcastle and Brisbane, and we have the assessors all over Australia and also New Zealand. We have direct contact mobile numbers and email addresses for all key support staff, and our in-house auditors are assigned, avoiding them having going through the same process each time. And you'll have the same auditor possibly for up to 3 cycles. So basically, they'll become a very, very important part of your business. So other things, why citation certification? Our auditors are experienced in your industry and will understand your business and its requirements. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach, which is very important. We add value with a fresh assessment of your management system, and you get a report with findings after every audit to assist you with your continued improvement. We can work around your schedule for auditing requirements. They can be in person, remote, or a hybrid approach. And a couple of things that are a bonus with citation certification is as Ben mentioned, we also are a HR advice service. So you do get a complimentary HR advice calls. I think it's up to 10 per year. And that's where you can speak to HR consultants at no cost if you have any workplace matters and need some advice. And we also have free training to get all staff trained in ISO implementations and maintenance videos. The other thing as well, right, once you're certified, you can actually use the logos on all of your marketing collateral, your business cards, your email sign-offs, any brochures you may want to put out, your website, and actually I've seen it on sort of company vehicles and stuff like that, to show people that you actually are compliant and certified and you're working to the best possible practice. So most businesses know that they need a certified management system, they want a certified management system, and believe that a certified management system will improve their business. However, most organizations don't know how to develop and implement a management system ready for certification. We actually have 150 consultants that we work with around Australia and New Zealand that will actually help you develop and implement a management system ready for certification. They work in all industries and have vast experience and knowledge in management systems, and they can help you implement your system to your organization in your industry so that you can get the best out of it. Here are some important links that you may need. So first of all, our website. which basically covers a lot of the things and actually gets you into the self-evaluation worksheets. There is also the standards website, which is where you go to purchase the standards online. And then you've got the citation training website that will help you with any of your training needs. And I'd now like to pass back to Ben.
Right. Now, before we get started in answering all your questions, I just wanted to remind you again that we are offering up to 20% off ISO certification for everybody on this call today. To claim this offer, scan the QR code on the screen right now. Fill in the online form on our landing page. If you're on mobile, you can click through using the link in the chat below. Again, I'll give another minute to complete the form, and then we'll get stuck right into the Q&A component of this presentation. Now, we have been inundated with questions and only have time to answer a few today. Unfortunately, if we don't answer your question today, we would be more than happy to talk to you offline regarding it and touch base, and we'll be sure to touch base after the webinar. But on to our questions for Brad. So question number one, what tips can you think when implementing your management system?
Thanks, Ben. I think the first most important tip is to remember it's a management system for your business. So you can make it as hard or as easy as you like, but at the end of the day, right, you're writing a manual for your business, and it's not one size fits all. Probably a second tip is utilize what you already have. So if you've already got some stuff in play, don't discard it altogether. Talk to people, maybe a consultant, and see if it measures up and can be worked in accordance with the standard. You can download the self-evaluation checklist and see how it complies there. And probably the third tip is don't think too hard about things. It's just a matter of, as I say, you're just realistically writing a manual. So you're transferring what you have in your mind onto a piece of paper or into a manual.
Okay. Now, second one for you, Brad. How long does it take and how much does it cost?
So that's a very good question, Ben. And it all depends on the size of the business. Every business is different. There is no one size fits all. Of course, if it's a smaller business, it wouldn't take as long and won't cost as much. But if it's a larger business, yes, it can take a little while. Probably to answer that question properly would be to say, it depends on how much work you want to put into it. It depends on how you want to go about it. And with the costings, what you need to do is contact us as far as the certification thing goes. We can look at working out what the durations are and then give you a final answer. But there's not one size fits all. It's actual, each individual's business can be different costings and time.
Another one for you, Brad. What can we expect from the audit?
So the audit process is the auditors are really good. They will, as I said, they want to help you along the way as much as they can, but all they're doing is making sure that what you say you've got in play is what you've got in play. All right. They're not there to judge you or whatever, right? They're just purely analyzing your system and making sure that it's compliant with the international standard.
And I think we probably only have time for one more question for you, Brad. What does a consultant do?
Okay, a consultant can help you develop and implement a system, and at the end of the day, right, can inevitably save time and money. So if you're looking at getting your system implemented rather quickly, the consultant lives, breathes, and eats each management systems and certification 24/7. So they could probably implement it a lot quicker for you. And they work independently of us because we obviously can't consult and certify. So they get it ready for certification in a very, very measured time frame with costings, and then we come in and we certify it. So they can help you immensely with the implementation and development of your system.
All right, and thank you for answering those questions, Brad. Look, unfortunately, I think that is us for today, guys. Really have appreciated you all coming along to learn a bit more about ISO certification. Reminder as well to have a look at your email, as you should be expecting to receive the recording for this session as well. And please get in touch with us as well if this has piqued your interest in ISO certification. And for those who did not get their questions answered throughout the session today, we will definitely be sure to reach out to you shortly and have a friendly conversation on regarding your question. Hope you have a great day, guys, and see you next time.
Thanks, Ben, and thanks everybody. I hope I've been able to help you.